It is Saturday, February 13th, 2016, and we are about to start driving up South Robinson Avenue in Newburgh, New York, also known as Route 9W North. We've just crossed the New Windsor Town Line, or we're about to cross the New Windsor Town Line. There's a Quassaick Deli, which has been there forever. Now, some people would say Newburgh is a ghetto. They're right, but it's a beautiful ghetto. Off on the left here is Gus's Tavern. I've never eaten at Gus's Tavern. I think it's German-American food. It has also been there for as long as I've been here. Apparently it's a good restaurant. Charles B. Merrill Office Products on the left. Before you go to Staples, before you go to Office Depot, go to Charles B. Merrill. They are friendly and their prices are competitive, if not better. Marjam Building Materials. The Dairy Cone. This place is not abandoned. It's actually open in the summer. Now, to the left here, in the Newburgh Shopping Center, we have the beverage Oasis, the Newburgh Oasis, and you go in there, and maybe it's closed by now, but it used to be a place where you go buy beer and wine coolers and stuff. We're coming up on the left here, you have the Bliss Kitchen, which is kind of an Indian restaurant. I went in there once. It seemed to be pretty much abandoned. They were friendly and everything, but we didn't end up eating there. To the right, this is a garage of some sort. It looks like they do auto repair, but behind there is a place, not behind there, but around the corner. This is South Robinson and South William. You're gonna see Pete's Hot Dogs. I don't know if you can see it over there. Maybe you can see my A-pillar, but anyway, Pete's Hot Dogs is over there behind my window pillar, and Pete's Hot Dogs is a legendary place. If you want lunch in Newburgh and you want a hot dog, go to Pete's Hot Dogs. I don't eat hot dogs, I think they're gross, but if you do like hot dogs, Pete's Hot Dogs is a place that you should absolutely go. So now we're coming up on Washington Street. To the right, there's a church, and far off to the right, this is the ghetto, and it's kind of interesting that we're stopping here on Ann Street. Ann Street, this intersection here, Ann Street is known as one of the streets in Newburgh where you could get a hooker if you want a hooker. I won't mince words, I'll be frank about it. The other end of Ann Street, Ann and Liberty, they've cleaned it up. It's actually a pretty nice place. They've got some restaurants, a warehouse and whatnot. We'll cover that some other time. But this is Broadway, not Broadway, this is South Robinson and Ann. Right there's Greatway Tire. Go in Greatway Tire. They're a little bit more expensive than like Mavis or any of the big chains, but they're very, very friendly. Great customer service in there. The guy who works in there, at least the last time I went, was a very, very nice guy. Now we're coming up on Broadway. Off to the left is the Mobile Mart. On to the right here is the City of Newburgh Courthouse. I don't think you want to end up in the City of Newburgh Courthouse. So behave yourself while you're in Newburgh. Now we're coming up. This is Newburgh is kind of a rundown place. It could be argued that it's sort of a ghetto. It's the hood, but it used to be a beautiful city, and I consider it to still be a beautiful city. You know, I think it really has a lot of potential, and it could really, really, really be turned into a wonderful place if people maybe took a little bit better care of it, and if we invested more money in it. So hopefully that'll happen in the future. Off to the right here, you've got Downing Park. There's a little duck pond there and a couple little buildings and things, and there's a stage where sometimes they put on weird plays and stuff. We're at Robinson Avenue and 3rd. I think it's not South Robinson anymore. I'm not sure where South Robinson and Robinson meet. Probably at Broadway. Now we're coming up on Robinson and South Street. I was not parked, but I was waiting at this stoplight. I was headed west on South Street, about to cross Robinson, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and I just got absolutely decked from behind by a couple of kids in a Jeep who are high as a kite, because if you go down South Street, anywhere down in the ghetto, if you want to get drugs, you can probably find them. It's kind of sad, but it's a fact of life. Alright, so now this is Gidney I always like the name of that road, Gidney. If you go west on Gidney, we're headed north. If you go west on Gidney, you're going to end up, if you go west on any of these streets, you're going to end up in the town of Newburgh, which is nicer. If you go east, you're going to end up in kind of the ghetto. And now we're coming up to the top of the hill. Off to the left, we're going to have, ooh, you know, I don't even know the name of the school. Oh, Newburgh Free Academy. I think this used to be called North Junior High School. Can you see it over there? It's kind of an unassuming school. I think it's kind of a junior high. Now, it used to be called North Junior High School. Oh, here's Youngest Brother Restaurant. I didn't really like the place, but it's popular. This used to be called North Junior High School. Now it's Newburgh Free Academy North Campus. I think that's for junior high. And now we're coming down, and we're about to meet Route 84, the mighty Route 84 that starts in where, I think it starts up in Massachusetts and goes all the way to Pennsylvania. If you're coming through Newburgh, chances are you're going to be coming here either on the Thruway or on Route 84. I mean, after you get off the Thruway, you're gonna be on 84. So here we are at the intersection of Robinson and North Street, and this is where Newburgh kind of stops being a ghetto. There's the Dairy Plus Express. Don't get me wrong, all these little convenience stores here, they sell like little glass pipes with flowers in them, and you know, like if you want to smoke some crack, you can probably find a pipe to smoke crack here. They'll sell it under a different guise. They don't sell it as a crack pipe, but we're getting on the outskirts of the city, and up here is the Sunoco Station. Very, very friendly guys at the Sunoco Station. And then you got your Citgo and your Shell. I don't really go to those places very often. Now up here we have the interchange of Route 84 and Route 9W and Route 32, and I think, and this is the intersection of Robinson and North Plank. And I think that's pretty much the end of Robinson. I don't know where Robinson technically ends and it just turns into Route 9W, but I'm going to guess it's at the city line, which is around here somewhere. And there's just one more thing that we're going to check out, which might be a little hairy because there's a car to my right, and I don't want to end up getting on Route 84 because then it would take me, I'd have to pay a toll actually to turn around. I will do a video of driving across the Newburgh Beacon Bridge, which is just east, maybe a mile or so. So what we're going to do is we're going to outrace this car, try not to get decked, and we're going to end up in the parking lot of the Newburgh Vintage Emporium, which seems to be really mobbed today. This is fantastic. This is Newburgh's version of an antique shop. I would highly recommend. It's not cheap in there, you're not going to get bargains in there, but there's so much cool stuff in the Newburgh Vintage Emporium. So we'll end the video here at the Newburgh Vintage Emporium. Thanks for joining me, and come to Newburgh. It's a wonderful